If you make your own homemade turkey or chicken stock and you're sick and tired of it taking space in your freezer, today I'm going to show you how to use a pressure canner to put it in nice, convenient sized jars that are shelf stable right on your counter. So stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to another Slightly Redneck video. Again, my name is Chris, and today is the day after Thanksgiving. And for me, that means I'm going to be canning up all the turkey stock I've made over the Thanksgiving week, from the carcasses I got from the church Thanksgiving to the turkey I had for my Thanksgiving. And that's what's in this picture right here. I went ahead and made stock out of it last night, let it cool in the refrigerator, skimmed the fat off of it, and now we're going to use the pressure canner to put it in some jars so it doesn't take up space in my freezer. Alright, first things first, again, make your stock ahead of time, cool it off, skim the fat of it off, and then I'm just going to dump this stuff into a stock pot and bring it up to a boil and get this hot. So let me get that all situated and we'll come back. Alright, so I've got my turkey stock all dumped out in the stock pot here. I've got it on the oven, and we're going to bring this to a boil first things first. You may notice that if you put yours in the fridge to cool, it looks kind of like, it comes out like gelatin. Don't worry about that. That's actually a good thing. Once we heat this up, it'll turn back to a liquid state. So while this is coming up to a boil, get all your jars washed up and get your pressure canner ready, and we'll come back once this thing is boiling. We'll go on to the next step. And so I've got my stock up to a boil. I've got my jars over here. I've got my jars cleaned up and sterilized, and they're hot, ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ladle this hot stock right into the jars, and I'm going to leave about an inch of headspace. And I'll show you how to tell here in just a second. Whoops, I'm making a mess. Tell you what, it's not cooking unless I make a mess somewhere. Alright, so about the bottom of this funnel, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but the jar is kind of hot, so it's kind of hard to hold up. There we go. So I want to ladle up to about the bottom line on this jar. An easy way you can tell is if you've got a lid tool here. Let me remove the funnel. Okay, if you've got a tool here, you can kind of set it down in there, and I could actually go a little bit more stock in this soup or in this jar if I wanted to, because that is the 1-inch line, and it's not quite touching the top of the stock. But you want to leave enough headspace in there. That's very important that you get that right. So then, next thing we're going to do once we've got that in there is we're going to wipe the rim with a damp cloth. I just use a wet paper towel. Wipe it off pretty good. We're going to set our ring on top of there. Make sure all this stuff is clean and has been sterilized. Or excuse me, that's our lid, and now we're going to put our ring on top. Oh, it's hot. And just finger tight. Just screw that in finger tight. And now this is going to go in the pressure canner. Let me get all the rest of them filled and in the pressure canner, and we'll pick back up on that step. Okay, so I've got my jars all filled, I've got the lids on them, and they're in the canner. I've added my water to the canner as well. This video is really going to be more on how to pressure can stock itself and not so much on how to use a pressure canner. If you need detailed instructions on using a pressure canner, click this link that I'm going to put right here, and you'll be able to watch my video on how to use a pressure canner. It goes into all the instructions about that and shows you how to use it. And then you can watch that video and come back and watch this one and complete the process. If you need some instructions on how to can in general, just basics of home canning, click over here. I'll put a link, and you'll be able to watch that video, and then you can come back and watch this video for the final product on stock itself. So once my jars are in there, I'm canning these in pint jars. You could do these in pints or quarts. We're going to put our canner lid on, and I'm going to turn the stove on. And we're going to give that just a little while to get up to pressure. And we're basically going to run that until the steam starts coming out the vent here. And we're going to let that run for 10 minutes with the steam just blasting out of the vent. So when that steam starts up, I'll come back and we'll pick up from there. Alright, so this thing's been blowing steam. You probably can't see it on film, but it's been blowing steam for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 10-pound weight on there. And you are going to process these at 10 pounds of pressure. Now, I got to bring this up to pressure until this weight starts jiggling, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and when that starts happening, I'll come back and we'll go through the next step. Okay, once your canner gets up to pressure, then you're going to reduce the heat to maintain that pressure. Let me get this down where I need it. And I'm just going to maintain that pressure for 20 minutes. Now, if you're doing quart jars instead of pint jars, you're going to want to go for 25 minutes instead of 20 minutes. But these are pints, so 20 minutes processing time, and when that's done, we'll come back and we'll show you the next step. Alright, so this canner has been going for 20 minutes, so we're going to kill the heat, remove it from the heat, and then we're going to let it cool down. And what you want to do is you want to let this thing cool down until this lock back here, until it drops. And you can see it's sticking up right now. This will stop jiggling. Don't take that off there. This will stop jiggling on its own, and you can already see it's slowing down. It's almost stopped. We're going to let it cool down until that lock back there drops. When that lock back there drops, that means the pressure is down, and we're able to open the canner. So once that happens, we'll come back and we'll go from there. Alright, so the pressure's dropped. You can tell the lid lock back there has dropped back down. So we're ready to open this up. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove our weight and then open the canner. Now open it away from yourself. It's still going to be hot and it's still going to be full of steam. So open it turned away from yourself, not towards yourself. You don't want to burn yourself. And that's pretty much all there is to this process. What we're going to do at this point is remove your cans or remove your jars. If you've got a handy jar lifter, you can just pick them up, take them out, set them in a cool place. You'll hear the lids popping. Set them in a cool place or set them on the countertop on a towel or something like that. Let them cool for about 12 hours. Once you've gone, I usually let them go overnight. Then simply check them for a seal. Remove your rings. This is a jar I did the other day. And make sure that it's sealed. If it's sealed, it's good. Stick it on your counter, and it should be good for at least a year. I always write on the lid with a Sharpie. My handwriting's terrible, but turkey stock 11/21/16 is when I canned this. And stick that up on your shelf. Use it within a year, and you're good to go. If any of your jars did not seal, if the lid wants to come off, stick them in the fridge. Use them within 30 days, and they're fine to use that way. So, hey, if you like this video and you want to see more things like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And thanks for watching. As always, God bless.